Hey, I'm Erica, the Design Diva. My purpose is to make you pop on paper and shine online professionally. However, my superpower is to empower and encourage everyday entrepreneurs. And today I have a message that hopefully inspires you. And it's all about fish. Now, when I was young, like everybody in my family liked to fish. My granddad, my uncles, my mom, my dad, my stepdad, everybody liked to fish. And we had a lot of fish, right? But to this day, like as an adult, that's not really something I love. I think maybe I just had too much of it. However, we're going to shift and be talking about fish and give you some inspiration from it. So, of course, the fish symbol, you see it a lot to kind of just like indicate Christianity, you know. So, we're talking about the good news, the gospel of Jesus Christ, his birth, his death, and his burial and resurrection. Okay, so that's what the fish symbol really kind of means. There's some other history behind it too, but I wanted to talk to you about just thinking about a fish. Just think about it. If you see like a fish somewhere swimming, right? So I don't know how you're imagining your fish. You might be thinking about a fish that's like in a sea. You might see it in an ocean. You might see it in a lake or a pond. You know, fish can be anywhere. Or you might be thinking about like a fish in a pet shop or in a small fish bowl, you know? So when you imagine that fish swimming around or just floating, whether it's a little fish or a big fish that you're seeing, it doesn't change the fact that that fish exists, right? No matter how you are looking at it, no matter how you are imagining that fish, right? It could be different colors. It could have, you know, big gills and scales and however, it doesn't matter how you imagine it. It doesn't change that fact of its existence. So, um, I wanted to just remind you that your purpose is that same way. And the way I look at it is that God plants a seed of, or an idea on our purpose. And when we see that purpose, it might be small, it might be large, it might be stagnant or just kind of floating, or it could be in a tiny space. But we can't get discouraged by that fact. We have to remember that it's fine no matter how what our purpose looks like. Even if we think of it as small in a fishbowl or it's just floating like in a pond and that's how we see it. We have to think about we're going to grow. It does not matter. Our purpose grows. It may start off looking small to us or us thinking that it's small, even though it may be huge in God's eyes. So we have to remember that our purpose is going to grow. It's going to get larger. It's going to move around. It's going to swim. It's going to go into massive waters. So as we think about the fact that our fish or our perception of our purpose, it may be small and we might not look at it in the right light or in the right environment. But guess what? That fish is huge. That purpose is massive. And you were born to do great things and amazing things because you were made in the image of a loving God who is big. He loves to give and he loves us as his children. So don't forget that. And when you have those days when you feel like your purpose doesn't matter, I'm going to take a line right here from the famous movie and say, just keep swimming. Don't let the fish just float. Don't just stay stagnant. Keep swimming. Do not give up because you were purposed for amazingness.